Yeah, absolutely. That's really important to like, yeah, don't stay in vacation mode for the rest of the year. Like, so definitely
Mhm.
once you're once you're back, like you know you got to get back on the game because you know you have to clock back into work and stuff like that. You might as well get back into the gym or you might as well get back into exercising and stuff like that because vacations are nice and of course and like I said, not everybody does their exercising and working out on their vacation. So as a
Mhm.
definitely, if you need a break, definitely take that break. But once you come back, don't keep that break going. And I'm definitely learning from that because I'm still kind of, slowly getting back into things. And unless I'm more motivated now to realize like there's different things that you can do. Like I don't have to go, to the gym if I don't want to. I could easily do things here. And like I even know somebody from church that he actually over like the last year or so, like I noticed he was losing weight, but I didn't know how much weight he was losing until here like a month ago. Like I actually found out that he lost like about 100 pounds, and I found out that he lost it all like not even going to the gym. I think a lot of it had to do with he had certain exercises that like he would do, like he'd even use like no machines or nothing. Like it was just doing different, I guess, like burpees and stuff like that are definitely a lot of walking, a lot of jogging and stuff like that. And also as far as his eating, like eating more green food than like anything, eating more veggies and more healthy alternatives compared to what I eat. That's probably a big struggle. So like I said, just definitely he sent me like this long thing of like what he does and let's just taking all of this in like I'm just definitely lots of more motivated and going forward and hopefully getting to my goal and not only getting to my goal but keeping it there, like keeping my weight at that same goal spot instead of going down, going back up as far as my weight because at one point I felt like I was at my weight goal, like I was down to that goal that I'm at. Like my goal is to get to like around 200 to 205 pounds. And I was around that weight a couple of years ago, actually, when we first met. So I was actually down to that weight, and a lot of it had to do with just getting on the treadmill. And I guess my body at that time was like, yes, I love the treadmill. And so like I was walking and running, and as I ended up losing like 25 pounds and I thought I felt, good. And then I stopped. I stopped doing the treadmill. I was thinking, yay, I made it to my goal. And like, now I'm good. It's like, nope, you got to continue on with that. You can't, just because you reach your goal doesn't mean it's going to stay there. And if you start slacking, then your weight starts going up, especially if you eat the stuff that I eat. Like, I love certain food that is not good for you. So, unless it just, consistency is definitely key when it comes to your workout and getting to your weight goal, whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, like if you're trying to gain muscle and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's definitely a struggle for me. So that's why, like I said, I'm just taking all this in, and like I said, I definitely and definitely gonna use that 150 excuse me 150 minute kind of goal to set for me going into this next week. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, it sounds like honestly you have a lot of all kind of like the basic resources and the knowledge of kind of like what you need to do. I think it's more so for you, it's just actually applying it and then being consistent with it. So finding a routine that's going to work for you and be consistent. And also too, like I said, the most important thing, and I'm not a physical trainer by any means, but I do know, in general, a lot about fitness is just me studying up on it. But to lose weight, you do have to be in a calorie deficit. That's just scientific fact. Like you have to consume less calories than you burn for you to actually lose weight. So that's really important. Like you can exercise. I could exercise 7 times a week and still not lose weight if I'm eating more calories than my maintenance. So that is super important, is being in that calorie deficit and using exercise as an aid to lose weight. Exercise doesn't guarantee weight loss because, like I said, if you're eating too many calories, it's not going to work. You can't out exercise a bad diet. So definitely, focusing on what you're consuming, what you're eating is super important. And I know you say, you like food, you enjoy food, and so does my husband, and you can, you don't have to eliminate, everything out your diet, that you enjoy. Have those things in moderation. Like me, I go to Crumble every week, Crumble Cookie. Shout out to Crumble. I go to them, once a week. As much as I love exercise, I still like to eat cookies, and I'm not going to take it out of my diet. I enjoy it. I eat the cookie. I move on with my life, and like I said, just it's all about moderation and being consistent.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually really good thing because like some people may be thinking like once they change their work, like once they try to lose weight, they think cut everything out cold turkey. But it's like as long as you start like lessening like that amount, like if I guess like as far as me, like I love like cheese fries. Like I love like chicken fingers and stuff like that. If I if I lower the amount that I eat, like I said, at least as a start, like I said, I know it's not something that maybe you should eat all the time, but like I said, it's definitely something that you don't have to completely cut out. You don't have to only eat like veggies and healthy alternatives and organic and vegetarian kind of stuff or vegan kind of alternatives. Like you can still keep those things in your life, but like I said, that calorie deficit kind of strategy is having a lower calorie deficit, eating those kind of foods is definitely good. And I actually heard that even from the same guy or the woman that he's with. Like she actually was telling me this guy that lost about 100 pounds, the girl that he's with like actually told me that like food is probably like 80% of like losing your weight. And I actually could see that like it's 80% of food and then the 20% is working out and exercising. You kind of even brought that up that like exercising is like an aid basically to that calorie deficit strategy. So like I definitely need to just even like I said, just getting to work as far as like the stuff that I put in my body because like of course our body's a temple and like so we want to take care of ourselves and and long term just thinking certain things that could happen as you get older or if you keep putting bad stuff into your body like so some major health things can happen out of that so definitely important things to take into consideration.
Yeah, agree. What you fill your body with definitely affects your performance. I know sometimes if I know I'm running the next morning, and I want like some ice cream at night, and sometimes I'll just give in and have the ice cream, but I definitely feel it the next morning when I'm outside running. Like I feel like I don't know, it's just the dairy in my stomach. I just feel like I felt the ice cream, like, oh, like maybe I shouldn't have had the ice cream. Maybe I should have had, I don't know, something else. Maybe I should have had fruit. That's why sometimes I try to avoid certain sweets if I know I'm running the next day because it really does affect my performance. But I notice if I, fuel myself properly, like maybe carb load the night before when I know I have a run the next day, I actually run so much better and I'm not struggling as much out there. So it's so true. Like, what you're putting in your body is definitely like, it affects you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good thing to take into consideration for whenever I get back into, hopefully next week I can get into taking all of this into, like and applying it to my life and like being consistent with it. So yes, absolutely. So the next question that I have is actually going to be a little like I said, everybody probably has a different answer to this. So, my question is, some people, well, before I ask the question, some people like to, I always see like people that I went to school with, they'll be like, leg day's over. Like I had a good leg day, or like I had, like arm day today, upper chest day. So, I'm wondering, like, just from my own, like, getting understanding of this, should each day be focused on like one body part at a time, or do you just do a mixture of it all?
Yeah, I agree. People have their own opinion about that. Again, like I said, I'm not, a certified trainer and all, but me personally, I don't think it's necessary to, have that focus on one body part a day. But I think the main thing to keep in mind is to make sure you are allowing your muscles to rest in between. So that's why people may have that leg day and then they like do upper body, because then they're allowing their lower body to rest. Those muscles are being untouched while they're working on their upper body. Because again, that's what's allowing your muscles to recover and to grow. So meaning you shouldn't work the same muscle group on consecutive days. So like you said, some people may do upper body, lower body. Some people may end with full body with rest in between. And that's just one example. I think depending on, the exercise that you do or the time that you have, some people might only do full body twice a week to make sure they're covering everything. And so like for me, since I run, it's really hard for me to do a lot of strength training at the same time because I am focusing more on running, especially with the half marathon coming up. My whole schedule is going to be shifted to running with some strength training in between as well, but not as much because I need all my energy and my endurance to run. So usually for me, what that looks like, I typically for now I was only running 3 times a week, and then I'll try to strength train twice a week. So I would do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm running, and then Tuesday and Thursday I'm strength training. And since I'm only strength training those 2 days, I usually would just hit full body. Like I will find a full body workout on YouTube, and I have weights at home like you. So I didn't necessarily have to go to the gym. I'll just find a workout that I like and I'll follow along. And then maybe after the strength training, I might go outside for a walk. I might go to the gym and do Stairmaster, depending on how I'm feeling. But most of the time it's just a walk because I need my kind of to rest my legs before I run the next day. So again, I'm not focusing on upper body or lower body or push pull day. I've heard that too, but that's just because I'm running. So again, everybody looks different. If you're kind of focusing more on strength training, then I know a lot of people like they'll have those splits throughout the week. But again, I think like I said, the main thing is making sure you allow those muscle groups to rest in between. So you're not hitting the same muscle groups the same day. So you probably won't want to do upper body one day and then follow back the next day with upper body again, because one, you're going to be sore, you're going to overwork it, and then you're not allowing your muscles to rest. So that's just the way to think about it. So I think that's why people split it up that way, because it's easier to make sure that they're recovering those muscles in between to make sure they're optimizing muscle growth. I hope that helps.
Yeah, yeah, that actually is very helpful, like so to bring up because so I think like I know my next question actually is about like have you ever overdone a workout? And for me, I'm gonna go ahead and answer that and because it kind of applies to what we're already talking about. My answer is yes, because I've done that same mistake of focusing only on like one part, like especially even last time when I went to the gym. I was thinking I'm just gonna do like some jump roping and there's a machine that does like the leg extension with the weight, like I guess you gotta like push your leg up kind of thing. And I ended up like leaving there. I didn't feel sore, but the next day I felt it. So I was thinking maybe I did a little too much like working out as far as my legs. So like that's kind of why last week I decided I wasn't gonna go. Like I only went to the gym once is because I think I overdid it a little bit too much. And I think a lot of like why I end up overdoing a workout is probably because I'm like impatient. I want to see results right away. I just want to like get it done, get it over with, and like I'm gonna lose that weight, and then like here I go. Like the next day, I'm like I don't want to get out of bed because I'm in so much pain. So it's definitely very important to give yourself some rest when it comes to certain muscle groups. Like so, definitely give it the proper rest that it needs because, like I said, you can't overdo it. Like you definitely don't want to overdo it. It does more bad than good, doing that. So I've definitely learned that even at the beginning of like when I was in college, I was going 5 times a week. And I remember like the first week I was getting very sore. And then once I kind of got adjusted to figuring out different like exercises I could do, I actually got down even below like my goal that I was going for. Like I was probably down to like 195 at one point. So like now a lot of it had to do with being consistent and like going 5 times a week and not overdoing it. So like I had a good strategy going on, but that was 6 years, 6, 7 or 5 or 6 years ago. So like so now Harry, I'm trying to relearn my body, I guess, and like what my body can take, and lots of just realizing that overdoing it. Like I said, I still, you would think by now I learned, but I still, after all these years, I still overdo it. I still come out the next day sore. It's hard to get out of bed sometimes, and then I think, well, I'm definitely not going to go work out now. So like it's almost, it's a double whammy in a way. Like so you want to go work out, but then you can't work out really because you're sore. And if you go work out sore, it's definitely going to just make it worse. So it's like throwing gasoline into fire that's already there. So like I said, just makes things a whole lot worse.